So as you guys come in, let me know, does anyone have questions from homework stuff or in general?
Yeah, I do. Can we do like a little review on 3.3 and how to really solve those problems?
All right, let's see. 3, 3. Do. Oh, this is the solving stuff and the thing we just got into last time, right? So we're going to do a little more than review it. We're going to continue talking about it. Did you have a specific question or?
Yeah, for number 4.
All right, let's see. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so we're going to build up to that today. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Let's see. Anybody else? Anything else? So let me see. Last time I have this handout that I put up on Canvas and we worked on it, if I remember correctly. Let's all catch up with where we were. Let me become a student. So right down here, let's see, where are you? There you are. This guy. Solving basic equations. Let's see. I don't think we did this side, did we? Can't remember now exactly how much of this we did. We did these, right? You're all like, dude, if you don't remember. All right, let me see.
We finished first page only.
Okay, thank you. I was pretty sure that we had only done this first page. So let's do this. Are most of you guys able to log into Canvas? And maybe some of you guys printed this out from last time. I don't know. This sheet here. Weehaw. So let's see. Let's kind of zoom through this, and then I can let me open this up a different way so I can work on it easier. Hold on. Bam, bam. Whoa. Here it is. Come over here. Come over here. All right. Share this. Bam! All right, let me plug this in. Oh my goodness. So last time we did, if you weren't here last time, then you could always watch the video. We did those problems here. Let's do these guys kind of quickly. Let's see. And please, you gotta let me know if something's not making sense, because solving equations is like the bread and butter of algebra. It is the first thing people think of when I say algebra. Normally what comes to mind is stuff exactly like this, solving these kind of equations. All right, so let's see if we could do this. Somebody on part A, start off really nice. What would I do to both sides to get x by itself? I know I want to end up with x equals something.
-7.
Yeah. So the reason, and again, I'm going to over-explain this a little bit. So if you know equations and you're cool with equations and no problem with them, just hang out for a little bit. My goal is always getting x by itself, because then it would say x equals a number, and then I know what the hell x is. So that's why that makes sense for that to be the goal. So why is x? I'm always asking myself, why is the variable not by itself? In this case, stupid 7. Well, how the hell do I get rid of that stupid 7? Well, he's adding, so I'm going to subtract him. All right. And I know that if I do the same thing to both sides of an equation, it maintains the truth of it. Oh, that sounds much deeper than it should be for algebra. But if this first statement is true and I do the same thing to both sides, it will maintain the truth of it. So therefore, my last statement will be true. So then if I do this, the 7's cancel and I get, what's negative 3 minus 7?
Negative 10.
Negative 10, kick ass. Now, how would I check that bad boy?
Negative 10
I got
plus 7.
I like it. So then you throw negative 10 in. And is this a true statement?
Yes.
Check. All right, cool. So I have no idea. Normally what happens in a class like this is I have several people who are like, oh my God. Always private chat me if you don't want people to know that you don't understand for whatever reason. But this is a huge idea. Oh no. All right. Hold on, guys. Let me do one thing. I just got a note saying my internet connection is unstable. Hold on, everybody, hold on, let me check. Oh, let me see. Google Fiber, save us. Yep, it's shitty. All right, well, that's fantastic. Ah! So it's exactly like, so my last class last Thursday was pathetic because of bad internet. And this morning seems to be the same thing. You guys cannot, can you guys hear me right now?
Yes, sir, I can.
I can
Yes.
hear you.
I can hear also.
Okay, thank you. But my camera has decided to stop working. So that might be for the best. You can still see my screen. Well, no, I'm stop sharing.
No.
I'm going to keep my camera off and we're going to go as far as we can. And my Wi-Fi might go crazy. So, I've been lucky so far for a year. I've been pretty lucky. And now 2 classes in a row, I've had issues with my Wi-Fi, but we'll see what happens. So part B, somebody else who hasn't spoken up yet, tell me what to do on part B.
Add 5 to
Add
both
5.
sides.
I love it because I want to get the x by itself. Stupid negative 5 is there. So I have to add 5 to make it cancel. So then I'm left with x equals
12.
12. Craziness. And then, of course, to check it, I start at the beginning again. I throw in a 12, and that works. I like it. I'm motioning to the camera, but you can't see me. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, and then part C. Somebody else who hasn't spoken yet, give me I'm not going to call on people, but if you haven't said anything yet.
Divide x by negative 12 and divide 48 by negative 12.
I like it. For Ethan, you can get the next one, buddy. So the negatives cancel, the 12s cancel. So I'm left with x equals, and what's that?
-4.
Negative 4. Kick ass. And then to check it, incredibly enough, I'm just going to skip right to it. That works. Check. Uh-oh, I'm losing people. All right. Now, Ethan, you want to do this one? Or are you good with this one?
Actually, I don't think I know this one.
Uh-oh,
7
sorry.
times 7 times
I like
7
it.
is
So,
7 times
real
3.
quick. 11. Exactly. So I really want you guys to understand. Let me kind of undo this one a little bit. On this last one, why was x not by itself? Because of the stupid negative 12. What was the operation? Multiplication. So how did we undo it? We divided. So here, the operation is division. Why is the x not by itself? Stupid 7. Stupid 7. So what is the 7 doing? Why is it there? How can I kill it? Well, it's dividing right now.
Multiply by 7.
Exactly. So I'm going to multiply by 7. I mean, the only way, and I keep motioning to the camera, you can't see me. The only way that things can cancel in math is if they have opposite operations occurring. Does that make sense? I get people all the time. So for example, on that last problem, let me put something down here. I'm going to erase it. On this problem right here, I get people do this all the time. All right, that's a different answer. Is that just a different answer? Is that just, a different way to look at it, Jeff? Don't be coming at me and saying my opinion is wrong, Jeff. Well, no, what's wrong with that? What has happened here that is wrong?
You have to divide because the x is next to the 12.
So the note, if you were the teacher, what would you write here for a student? What would you say?
Don't add.
Yeah, why? So addition can't do what? So addition can't cancel.
-12.
No, can't cancel. What's the operation?
Can cancel x.
Multiplication. Stay with me. All right, guys, go. So some of you guys are going to see this note from me. You're going to see this note from me. You're going to see this note from me several times. You just are. Right? That isn't me being pessimistic. It's just me being realistic. Because we're human. We see the stupid -12 and we think the opposite is +12. But we're focusing on the wrong thing. What's the operation is multiplication. So addition cannot cancel multiplication. That's why this does not work. Right? When I go to check this, is -12 times 60 equal to 48? Hell no. So right there it tells me I've made a mistake. How's everybody doing out there? Are you guys with me? Can you guys understand? I mean, as a teacher, I'm not going to be upset about this, especially when I have a student who is relatively not confident with equations. I can understand this. This is a very understandable human thing to do. -12, +12. I mean, that just makes sense. But we have to focus on the operation that is occurring, and that is multiplication. Okay, let me erase this. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. Man, I wish I had a larger eraser. All right, get gone. I just have to be more careful. I'm sorry, everybody's hangout. I'm a bit of a, I do not have OCD. I would not pretend to have OCD, but for some reason, I have to get everything gone. What an exciting class. Okay, here we go. So I'll back up here. Stupid 7 is not letting the x be by itself. It's dividing currently. So therefore we have to multiply, and you can see it cancel right there. You see it cancel, bam, it's canceled. So then I get x equals 21. Yes, thank you. And then to check it, maybe a little more careful. You start from the beginning. You throw in 21. That's a true statement, so it works. I like it. What happens if your check doesn't work? What do you do?
No solution.
No. So there are specific equations that could possibly have no solution, and these are not them. If your check does not work, that means you made a mistake up here. I will point it out if we get to the point where we have an equation that could have no solution. Are you guys with me? If you solve something and you get x equals a number, more than likely that is going to have a solution. Right now, the only way to have no solution for us with the equations we're looking at is if I get like 7 equals 5, because that can never be true. Okay, so be really careful when you do the check. If it doesn't work, more than likely that means you made a mistake up here. Or you made a mistake in your check, which really sucks. All right. So these first 4 represented equations that were only 1 step away from being done, right? The next 4 are 2 steps away. Or the next 2 are 2 steps away, let's say. Can you guys go ahead and do part E? Don't say anything. Go ahead and do part E as I check my Wi-Fi again. Still sucks. All right. So just going to be that kind of day. All right. So again, these guys have more than 1 step to get to the answer. So let me give you the way to look at these. Because on part E, is it true that I do want to at some point divide by 4, right? Is that true?
Should we first do plus 1?
Okay, but I didn't ask that. Is it true that at some point I want to divide by 4? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to do that first? Well, let's see. Let's try it. If I do divide by 4, what am I going to create? I'm going to create a bunch of fractions, right? So there's actually nothing wrong mathematically with dividing by 4 first, but we get to choose. We're the ones doing it. We're the humans here. You're the stupid equation. You do what we want you to. So that's why most of the time, here's how you solve an equation. Find the term that has x in it and get it by itself first. So here's the term that has x in it. Here's the number I don't want. I want to get this thing by itself. So like you just said, I want to add 1 first. Because now I get a very simple little equation. And the next step, even if 4 didn't go into 12 and I get a fraction, who cares? Because I'm done. Right? I don't get fractions in the middle and I have to work with them. So of course, now what can I do?
Divide by 4.
Divide by 4.
I love it. And then check. Oh yeah, I wanted to save some space here. 4x minus 1 equals 11. 4 times 3 minus 1 equals 11. 12 minus 1 equals 11. Check. I like it. So you guys do part F. Don't say anything. Just do it. Let me show you as you're doing this. Here's a mistake in case you've made this mistake so you can go back and change it. I'll often get somebody do this problem and they'll do this. Now, what have they done wrong?
You're supposed to subtract
Yeah, because what the hell is 6 plus 6?
12.
12, ain't 0. So if what you want to have happen is for something to cancel, make sure what you just did actually cancels it. So don't just kind of like blindly write stuff down. Actually check what you just did. Actually do what you just said you do. So like you said, the first thing I should do is subtract 6. I like it. So that goes away. Now what's left? I always get somebody who writes this, but what's wrong with that?
Negative 5x
Good.
equal 5.
Good. There's a negative there that has to still be there. Nothing made that negative go away. It's still there. All I did was kill the 6. And of course, the last step here is to
Dividing.
all right, divide by negative 5 so that all cancels. So I get x equals
Negative 1.
-1. All right. And then check it. I get 6 minus 5 times -1. Is that 11? 6 plus 5 equals 11. Check, because the minus times a negative makes a plus. So that works. Kick ass. The worst thing in the world is to get the right answer here and then to make a mistake in your check. And then to think that it's the wrong answer. It sucks. Maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. That might be hyperbole, but oh well. All right, what's a little different with part G? We did a problem like this last time. What's different here with part G relative to all the other problems we did here? What's different with part G?
Your X's are on both sides.
Yeah, damn it. Not only do I have to solve for them, they're all over the damn place, right? What the hell? So normally what I'm doing in a problem like over here is I'm getting the numbers kind of like moved away to the other side because all my X's were already all together. So here, this is just like one step back. Pick a side to put your X's on and then move your numbers to the other side, right? So what would somebody suggest would be a good first step here?
To move 3x to another side,
And how would you accomplish that?
I change the sign by minus 3x.
Do the opposite operation. I like it. So do negative 3x. Subtract 3x. Subtract 3x. And sure enough, 3x minus 3x is 0. And you get 4. Now, why did you move the x's over here? You know what I mean? Why did you decide to subtract 3x instead of subtract 8x?
Because it's less than 8x. It's easier.
I like it. So everybody, listen. It doesn't matter what side you move the x's to, but I agree with Wafa. I know I'm a human being. I know that I make mistakes in certain situations, especially when there's a negative sign. So I like that she moved it over here so that it makes no negative sign on the 5. If I would have subtracted 8x, there would have been a negative sign. It's another place for me to make a mistake. I like it. And now somebody else tell me. Anybody who has not spoken yet, now's your chance to shine. What would be the next step?
Subtract 4 by negative 11.
No. Why would that not quite work?
Oh, wait.
Positive element.
Add negative 11 to 4.
Be careful. I know what you mean. I'm not going to add negative 11. I'm going to add just 11.
11, yeah.
Positive element.
That's exactly what I meant.
Okay.
To 4.
I knew it was, but I just want you to say it. Okay. So 15. So the reason that subtracting 4 wouldn't do anything for me is because then everything's on one side. So I want x's on one side, numbers on the other side. I like it. I should have warned you guys ahead of time that today was going to be a very exciting class. I appreciate everybody staying calm. What do I do next? That was sarcasm, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
Dividing.
Divide by?
Divide by
5.
5.
Kick ass. So then I get 3 equals x, which I can also write as x equals 3. And then to check it. Now to check this one is a little bit different, but not really. I just, everywhere I see an x, I put a 3 because that's what I think x is supposed to be. So I get 3 times 3 plus 4 equals 8 times 3 minus 11. 9 plus 4 equals 24 minus 11. 13 is 13. Check. Okay, okay. Now, any questions on all of that? All right. Hopefully, most of you guys were a little bored there. I understand. That's fine. But solving equations is huge. It is the bread and butter, like I said, of mathematics. Because an equation models something that's happening in the real world very often. And if I solve it, that might be a solution to get something done. Or it might tell me which direction the hurricane's headed or whatever the equation is modeling. Now, if there's no questions on these, I want to talk about something somebody else brought up earlier. First off, I want to do a little bit weird problem here. Take a minute and figure out what this is. Don't say anything. I will tell you this. Oh crap, there's a lot of chats. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Whew. So let me tell you this. I always get somebody telling me the answer is -4. Now, if you think the answer is -4, you just found out that you're wrong. Can anyone who knows the answer is not -4, can you see why somebody would say that?
Because that would be dividing it, I guess.
Yeah, they see the -8 and the 2, and they say, well, I get to divide something. I'll divide 2 because it goes into -8, and then they just write x equals -4. But, all right, there's a larger issue here. Don't assume what's going to happen, right? There's nothing written as to how you got from here to here, and that's where people make the mistake. You've got to write down for yourself what it is that you're doing. So what number do you not want to there? What number do you want to kill?
The 8.
Yeah, the -8. So what operation is currently multiplying? So of course, what I have to do to both sides?
Divide, but I thought you just said you wouldn't divide.
No, I totally will divide. I just have to divide the correct thing.
You'll
Oh,
get 2 over -8, right?
There it
And that will just be your answer, right?
Well, not really. Reduce that for me.
1 over -4 or -1 over 4. Okay.
Yep. Because if you have a negative in a fraction somewhere, you could put it on the top. You could put it in the front, you could put it on the bottom. We just normally put it on the top or in the front so it doesn't get lost. Poor little dude. Do you guys get that idea? Do you guys see that? Don't let your brain just do shit with numbers because it might be doing them in the wrong order. It might be turning them around. That's what our brain does. Our brain says 8 can't go into 2. 2 goes into 8. That must be what they mean. No, brain. It's just a weird thing. All right. All right. Secondly, there's a problem like this. Let me see. Let me do this. 5 plus 3x equals. Give me something, Jeff. I don't know. 14, sure. And then 5 plus 3x equals y. Okay. If y is 14, these are the same equation. Do you guys agree with me? Or am I insane? You never know. My Wi-Fi is unstable. Maybe I am also unstable. I don't think this morning I am. Okay. What would be the first step to solving this guy? Let me put up here solve for.
We have to kill the 5.
Have to do what now? Sorry.
We have to kill the 5.
Oh, good. Okay. I've made some of you guys become violent in your mathematics. All right, but that's good. Yes, I have to kill the 5. How would I kill the 5?
Subtracting to -5.
Subtract 5 to both sides. And then that goes away, and so I'm left with 3x equals 9. Now, of course, why do we do that? Because I find where my variable is, and I get rid of the stuff that's with it. So, what about this equation? What would be the first step to solve this equation for x? What is this equation currently solved for? I want to see if you guys really understand the terminology I'm using. This equation is currently solved for something. What is it solved for? You guys can do it. What is this equation? When we solved it, what did I solved it for what? What did I solve it for? Hey, Hannah.
It's solving for y.
Okay. So this one was solved for x. Down here, it is currently solved for y. You guys see that? That's what solved for a letter means. But the instructions say solve it for x. So I'm doing the same thing to both of these here. So it kind of makes sense. Whatever variable I'm trying to solve for, I find where it is, and I try to get that thing by itself first. So I'm still going to subtract 5. That's still my first step. But when I do it, what is y minus 5? Somebody help me. What's y minus 5?
Y minus 5.
Y minus
Oh,
5.
minus 5.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I have people do this. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with this?
Negative 5 times y.
Yeah, the operation is multiplication. Where the hell did multiplication come from? So you don't just throw stuff together. You write it as you read it. Y minus 5. Those are not like terms. Why was I able to do more here? Because they're freaking like terms. They're both numbers. 14 minus 5, I can do it. Y minus 5 is y minus 5. Now what's the next step here?
Divided by 3.
Divide by 3. Done. And what's the next step here? For the same reason, right? Divide by 3 again. I still want to get x by itself. So divide both sides by 3. Now, real quick. If I make y 14, what should this equal? If I make y 14, we know what x should be, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, it should be 3. What do you get if y is 14? What do you get for x? 14 minus 5 divided by 3 is 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, not amazing, not surprising. Okay, maybe. So real quick, guys, why the shit would we do this? Why would we ever solve for a different variable? One thing is, if I had a bunch of different values for y, would you rather plug them in and solve it and then plug the next one in and then solve it and plug the next one? Or would I rather solve it once, solve it one time, and then plug each value of y in and be done with the damn thing? Does that make sense? So I don't want to solve it over and over and over again. If I need the other variable solved, I'd rather do that first, and then I can plug any value in for y I want to. I have no idea if you guys are with me on that, but that is the most fundamental reason why we need to be able to play around with the letters to rearrange them, is because this other equation might be more useful in different situations. Maybe. Do you guys remember does this look familiar? Anybody? You guys remember what this is? Anybody? The F and the C should kind of give it away, maybe? No?
What are
Any?
you pointing at? Oh, I see.
I'm sorry. I always forget when I have my map, I have my pen, it doesn't really highlight it. So this right here, anybody remember what this is?
Fahrenheit.
Yeah. If I know Celsius, it will convert it to Fahrenheit. But we solved this equation for C. This is more useful if I know Fahrenheit and I want to convert it to Celsius. This is more useful the other way around. Anyway, all right. Again, I know it's just another action-packed detail from today's exciting class. I know. Solving equations, not very exciting. I understand. But what's more important than exciting right now is that you understand why we do this shit. It isn't just to play around, just to take up your time. There is a valid reason for it. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Let me see if they have an example in the book we could use. Have I missed a bunch of? Yeah, I'm sorry. When I'm sharing my screen, I'm really bad about seeing if somebody's chatting at me. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Let me see if what we got here. Oh, okay. I got to do that next. All right. Not really. They don't. Dadgummit. Bunch of dorks. All right. Anyway, so you will see problems. Let's do some more. I gotta find where that. I got a handout that's got a lot of these. Let me find some blank space here. There we go. Blank space. Yay. All right, guys. So let me give you 2 problems. I want you to try them out right now. Solve for A. What do you got, Jeff? Okay, solve that for A. Solve for W. All right, Jeff, maybe you should pick a different letter. You're having a rough morning here. Solve for, let's try it the other way around. There we go. I just did M. Who cares? All right, solve this one for M. What do you got, Jeff? Sure, I like it. Oh yeah, all right. First one should not be too crazy. Now notice what I've done. What have I done really, really evil? Are there any numbers in this? No, it's all letters. Why, Jeff? But the steps are the same. Math does not give a shit. And you're like, I know math doesn't give a shit. No, stop it. Math doesn't give a shit if they're numbers or letters. The steps don't change. For the second problem, I'll give you a hint. There's a thing you could do first that would make this a much better equation. All right, guys. You might not be done with the second one, but what did somebody do first on this first one here?
Add C.
Good. So you find, solving for A, so you find what term has A in it, and then you get rid of whatever else is there. You try to get this thing by itself first. I'm going to add C. So it kills that. So what do I get then?
C plus M.
All right, that'll work. C plus M or M plus C equals AB, because this other piece canceled. And see, this is why you do that, because now I'm one step away. What Why is A not by itself?
Because you have to divide it by b.
Yeah, stupid B, right? I was kind of hoping somebody would say that's stupid B. But there's a stupid B. It's currently multiplying by the A, so I have to use division to kill it. I can't use fire. I have to kill it with division. Okay, maybe. Now, somebody else. What's a good first step for this second problem?
You're gonna do, you're
Good.
gonna multiply the L first, right?
Exactly. So what the reason this looks so much worse than this is because the stupid fraction, right? So in an equation, there are almost anything that you don't like about the equation, you can immediately kill it. Now that sounds terrible. This is not a life lesson. This is a math lesson, okay? So in this equation, I don't like the fact that this is a fraction. All right, let me make it not a fraction anymore. Let me kill the stupid denominator. Die. It's a nice way to get some aggression out on the math equation instead of anybody in real life. So then I get LB equals M minus 2C. That looks so much better already. It looked horrible to begin with, stupid fraction, and I killed it. Yay! And now I got one step left. I've only got one step left to do.
Kill 2C.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid 2C. So what operation do I use to kill it?
Add.
Yeah,
Add
because it's
LB.
subtracting right now. I like it. So I get LB plus 2C equals M. All right, so I totally made up those equations, but I want to do one more, and then I think I'm going to end the class because it looks like my Wi-Fi is getting worse, and I need to get on the phone with Cox and see if they'll do anything for me. Let me see. All right, somebody was chatting at me the answers. I'm sorry. I want to do one more equation with you. Does everybody have this copied down?
Yes.
Okay. So spokesperson has spoken. So let me clear all this. Here we go. I'm going to give you an actual real equation. Here we go. This should be neat. Now listen, I'm going to tell you what this equation means. You do not have to know anything about what I'm about to say. I just want to tell you what this equation means. Okay, get ready. So E stands for the strength of an electric field. B stands for the strength of a magnetic field. Q is the charge on some particle that I put into these fields. All right, let me stop for a minute, right? So I put a charge, a little charge. I put a little proton or electron or something into an area that has an electric field and a magnetic field, and the electron is moving at a certain velocity. This would be the force that the electron feels because of the electric and the magnetic fields. Now, again, what did I say? You don't have to know any of that shit. Are you with me? But I want you, I kind of like to show you real formulas with some freaky ass shit behind them that you don't have to understand the thing, but I just want you to know there are obviously formulas from real life that we use to do stuff. So what if I was doing an experiment where I have a little charge, but I don't know how much charge it has on it? I don't know the measurement of charge, but I can measure the force it feels. I can measure the electric field. I can measure the magnetic field. I can measure the velocity. So I want to solve this for Q. I want to solve that equation for Q, because everything else I can measure, and then I could actually calculate how much charge that has, some unknown particle thing. All right. Now again, what would I actually say if I gave you this problem? I would say solve this for Q, right? But this is a real life equation. But let me write it again. Why is this a little harder to solve for the variable Q? What's kind of weird about this?
There's no actual numbers.
Well, we just saw two that had no actual numbers. This one is weirder than those were.
Q is not alone.
Well, I think I know what you mean. That's not weird. We had stuff earlier where the letter wasn't alone. But how many Q's are there?
2.
2 cubes.
Holy shit! We haven't seen that yet, right? What the hell am I going to do? So again, I can't just subtract this. So watch. I'm going to erase this immediately in a minute. I can't just subtract this. Don't write this down. I can't just subtract that and then divide by E and say, there, I solved it for Q, Jeff. No, because there's a Q over here also. So it's not really solved for Q. To be solved for Q means Q is by itself on one side, period. All right, let me erase all this. So what the shit? Sorry. What am I going to do? I'll show you what you can do.
If add Q plus Q, that's mean,
No. Are these like terms?
yeah.
Are these like terms?
No.
No. So if I had QE plus QE, I can make that 2QE and there'd be no problem. But I don't have that. I've got QE and I've got QVB. I've got no like terms. But can't I undistribute the Q? We've done this before, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what would be here if I take the Q out?
E.
E. So see how I get QE when I do this? Plus, what would be here if I take the Q away?
Maybe.
AB.
EB. So there, so you can kind of check QE, check, QVB, check. Now, let me write this again. I keep writing all this weird other shit. How do I solve for, how do I get Q by itself? What does this currently say? F equals, keep going. What's this say? F equals
Q
Q
times
shit, right? Or stuff, sorry. F equals Q times something. So how do I get Q by itself?
divided by this something.
Divided by all of this. I love it. Because what if it was F equals QA? Wouldn't I divide both sides by A? Bam. What if it was F equals QB? Wouldn't I divide both sides by B? Bam. So what if it's F equals Q times this business? Don't you just divide by this business? Die. So then I get Q equals F over E plus VB. So if I can measure the force it experiences, the electric field strength, the magnetic field strength, and the velocity, I can figure out how much charge there must have been on that little particle dude. Particle man, particle man. All right, wasn't that freaky? All right. All right, I know I'm gonna push my luck here. I do want to do one. I know I said this is gonna be the last one, but this is too bad. I lied, completely lied. I want to do one more, and then you should be able to do this section. There's one more main idea in this section, and let me see if you guys remember this. Everybody, I'm gonna erase this. You guys ready? All right, I'm gonna erase it. Here we go. Let me see if anybody remembers how to do this. What if I have something like this? What can I do to solve that? Does somebody remember the procedure? Anybody ever seen something like this? How would I solve this?
We have to multiply with 5. We have to kill the 5.
Okay, now watch. All right, let me change my color here so it's easier to see what's going on. All right, if I multiply by 5, that'll kill that fraction. Why don't I at the same time, why don't I multiply by x? So that'll kill that fraction also. So both of these fractions are gone. So if I multiply both sides by 5, it kills that fraction. If I multiply both sides by x, it kills this fraction. So what's left?
30
30.
equals 3x.
Yes,
3x.
30 equals 3x. And then you can solve that easy. So let me rewrite the beginning again. Hold on. So I have 6 over x equals 3 over 5. So the shortcut we have developed, I know somebody out there remembers this. What it's called. It's called cross multiplication. Because do you see how if the 5 cancels, it looks like it just moved up here? If I multiply both sides by 5, it looks like it just moved up there. The x's cancel, but it looks like it just moved up there. So I can cross multiply. 5 times 6 is 30. X times 3 is 3x. That's exactly where I am right now. And of course, I would just divide by 3. X equals 10. Yay! Well, I don't put a check. I haven't checked it yet. But so that is called cross multiplication. It's just a shortcut of multiplying by the denominators. It's just a way to shortcut that. So you will see that in this section. Okay. All right. I don't want to push my luck anymore. So that's it for today. So I can go figure out my Wi-Fi issues before I have meetings and classes and stuff. Oh my goodness. Any questions on what we just did? Okay. All right, guys. Is the E an exponent? I missed that. I'm sorry. No, whatever, it was not an exponent for certain, whatever I just, wherever that E is from. Okay, guys, you guys are free to go. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. See you guys. All right, I'm gonna log out so I can work on my Wi-Fi.